Hello everyone. This video lesson is on A Day in the Country, the fourth chapter of the fourth unit in the 8th Standard English Reader. It is a beautiful short story about the relationship between man and nature. The story is written by the Russian writer Anton Chekhov, who is considered to be among the greatest writers of short stories. A Day in the Country tells us the story of a homeless cobbler named Terenty and his love for the two orphan children, Danilka and Fyokla. The word country in the title of the story, A Day in the Country, does not mean a nation. Here, the word country means village. The story is set in a small village in Russia. When the story begins, we find Fyokla, a little beggar girl of 6, running through the village looking for Terenty the cobbler. A cobbler is a person who makes and repairs shoes. As Fyokla is running around looking for Terenty, the village is preparing for an approaching storm. The time is between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Fyokla runs around and asks everyone she meets where Terenty is. But no one answers her because they are all busy trying to escape from the coming storm. Finally, Terenty's close friend Silanti Silic tells her that Terenty is in the kitchen gardens. The girl runs to the kitchen gardens and finds Terenty there. Terenty is a tall old man with a thin face full of scars or marks. He has very long legs. When Fyokla sees Terenty, he is dressed in a woman's torn jacket and is looking at the dark storm clouds. He does not look like a hero at all. Fyokla is so happy to finally see Terenty and she calls him Uncle Terenty, Uncle Darling. Terenty bends over to look at Fyokla and a smile comes on his serious face. He loves the little girl so much. Ah, Fyokla, he says, where have you come from? Uncle Terenty, says Fyokla with a cry. Brother Danilka has had an accident. Come along. Terenty asks her what type of accident her brother has got into, and Fyokla explains to him that Danilka, her brother, got his hand stuck in the hole of a tree while trying to take out a cuckoo's egg for her. Cuckoo is a bird that is famous for laying its eggs in the crow's nest. Terenty cannot believe that the children have got themselves into trouble in the morning itself. As they are both talking, it starts to thunder heavily. Fyokla asks Terenty to be kind and go with her to pull out her brother's hand from the tree hole in the count's copse. A count is a nobleman. A copse is a thicket of small trees or shrubs. In very simple words, a copse is a small forest. Terenty comes out of the kitchen garden and starts walking down the village street. He has very long legs and he walks so fast that Fyokla finds it difficult to walk with him. By now, the dark clouds have completely covered the sun and it becomes dark. As Fyokla hurries after Terenty, the first raindrops start to fall on the dusty road. One of the raindrops falls on Fyokla's cheek and slides down. Terenty tells the little girl that the rain has started, but it is okay. He tells her that just as human beings are fed by bread, the grass and the trees are fed by rain. He asks her not to be afraid of the thunder. He is sure that it is not going to kill little Fyokla. As the rain starts, the wind stops blowing. The only sound that can be heard now is of the rain falling on the dry, dusty road and on the crops. Terenty knows that both he and the little girl will get completely wet in the rain. But he is someone who always thinks positively and he comforts little Fyokla saying that they, like the grass and the earth, will become dry again. He believes that the sun is the same for all. As they are thus talking and hurrying to the copse where Danilka is, a flash of lightning and a loud peal of thunder appear and frightens little Fyokla. Terenty asks her not to be afraid and tells her that it thunders not from hate. The rain, the thunder, the lightning are all part of nature. Terente's and Fiocla's feet get covered with heavy, wet clay and it becomes difficult to walk. But Terente walks faster and faster, and Fiocla, who is weak and pale, is out of breath and is ready to drop down any minute. After walking for quite some time, they finally get into the Count's copse. As they walk into the small forest, the raindrops on the trees fall on them. Terente starts to walk slowly. Terente asks Fiocla where her brother Danilka is, and they walk for some more time and finally reach the place where the boy is. Danilka is an 8-year-old little boy with red-colored hair and a pale face. His one hand is stuck in the hole of the lime tree, and in his other hand he holds his dirty, torn, old cap. He is looking at the stormy sky. Danilka is so happy to see Terente and he requests Terente to pull his hand out from the hole of the tree. Danilka's hand is jammed inside because a wood has broken at the edge of the hole. Terente breaks off the broken piece of wood and takes out the boy's hand that has now become red and crushed. The boy rubs his hand and tells Terente how terrible the thunder is and asks him the reason why it thunders. Terente answers that it thunders when one cloud rubs against another cloud. He and the two little children come out of the copse and start going towards the dark road. It slowly stops to thunder. As they walk along the dark village road, Danilka, still rubbing his hand, tells Terente of the ducks he saw the previous day, and he asks Terente if he would like to see a nightingale's nest. Terente advises Danilka not to touch the nightingale's nest, as that might disturb them. He explains to the children that the nightingale is a singing bird and it sings to make people happy. To trouble the bird would be a sin. As Terente says this, he squeezes the water out from his wet cap. The dark sky turns blue in some parts as they keep walking. Danilka suddenly points to the branch of a young oak tree where a large group of bees, wet and chilled, are sitting together. There are too many bees that the bark and leaves of the oak branch can't be seen. Terente informs the children that that is a swarm of bees. A swarm is a large number. Terente explains that the bees were flying looking for a home, and when the rain fell on them, they settled on the tree branch. If a swarm of bees are flying, you need only spray water on them to make them settle. Terente provides them with very useful information. He also tells them that if they wanted to take the swarm of bees, they should bend the branch with the bees into a sack and shake it, and the bees would all fall in. As they talk and walk in this manner, little Fiocla suddenly rubs her neck. Her brother looks at her neck and sees a big swelling on it. Terente laughs and informs Fiocla that the swelling is caused by Spanish flies. He tells her that there are Spanish flies on some trees in the forest. The rain that fell on the Spanish flies trickled from there and fell on Fiocla's neck, causing the swelling. The sun, which was hiding behind the dark clouds, appears and brightens the little forest, the fields, and Terente, Danilka, and Fiocla. The dark clouds and the storm have now gone away. Terente points to a woolly-looking flower and tells the children that that herb is given to prevent a bleeding nose. It is medicinal. The three of them walk on, cross the railway line, and go towards the river. They walk without any aim, talking as they walk. They look and listen to the sights and sounds around them as they walk. Danilka asks questions and Terente answers all of them as he knows all the secrets of nature. Even though he is not educated, he knows everything. For example, he knows the names of all the wild flowers, animals, and stones. He knows what herbs cure diseases. A herb is a plant whose seeds, leaves, roots, etc. are used in medicine. Terenti has no difficulty telling the age of a horse or a cow. He can tell what type of weather it will be the next day looking at the sunset, the moon, and the birds. And it's not just Terenti who is so wise. Terenti's close friend, Silanti Silich, the innkeeper, the market gardener, the shepherd, and in short, all the villagers know as much as Terenti knows. The only difference is that Terenti is willing to share his knowledge and time with the orphan children, and that's why the children love him so much. These villagers have learned not from books but from nature. Their teachers are the birds, the sun, the trees, and the wild herbs. Nature is their motivator, guide, and teacher. Terenti and Danilka walk around the fields. As they walk, they talk without stopping and they do not feel tired. They are so involved in talking about the beauty of nature that they do not notice little Fiokla who is slowly walking behind them. At noontime, all three of them, that is the cobbler Terenti and the children Danilka and Fiokla, they sit down by the riverside. Danilka takes out a piece of bread which has become wet and pulpy because of the rain. They all start to eat the bread. After eating it, Terenti says a prayer and lies down on the banks of the river and goes to sleep. While Terenti sleeps, Danilka looks at the river and thinks deeply. He has a lot to think about: the storm, the bees, and the ants that he has seen that day. As evening falls, the three of them return to their village. The children are orphans. They do not have a home to go to. So they go to an empty barn to spend the night. Terenti goes to an inn. A barn is a building often found on a farm used for storage or keeping animals such as cattle. An inn is any establishment where travelers can get lodging, food, and drink. Or, in simple terms, um, an inn is a place of shelter. Danilka does not sleep. He goes on looking into the darkness and all that he has seen during the day: the storm clouds, the bright sunshine, the birds, the fish, everything goes through his mind's eye. He also thinks about Terenti. His mind is filled with questions and he wishes to tell everything that is there in his mind to someone. But there is no one to talk to. Fiokla is too little to understand his thoughts. He decides that he will tell Terenti about his thoughts the next day and falls asleep. As the children fall asleep thinking of the homeless cobbler, Terenti comes to the barn at night and puts bread under their heads. No one but the moon can see the man's love for the two little children.